Saskia Jones and Jack Merritt were extremely bright and talented young people, and through the evil actions of the attacker, their lives were tragically cut short. On behalf of the Metropolitan Police and counter-terrorism policing, I offer my deepest condolences to the families of Jack and Saskia and to their many friends, to the survivors of this shocking attack who suffered the most appalling injuries, and to all those who've been traumatised. I must highlight and praise the bravery of everyone involved in responding to the attack, who put themselves in grave danger. As the coroner said in his summary of the evidence, this is a case in which lives were saved by the emergency response. I would also like to thank the coroner and the jury for their careful examination of the circumstances surrounding the attack, and thank the investigation team from London's Counter-Terrorism Command, led by DCI Dan Brown, for their painstaking work in supporting the coroner. At the time the attacker was released from prison, there was a multi-agency system in place to manage violent offenders in the community. And together with our partners, we are significantly strengthening how terrorist offenders are managed within that system. Over the past 20 years, we have worked to ensure that increasing numbers of individuals who pose a threat of serious harm are both identified and imprisoned before they can carry out terrorist attacks. But in recent years, as some of these individuals reach the end of their sentences, we've realised that the way in which terrorist offenders were managed could be improved. And we had identified this and were making changes before the attack took place. But the terrible events on the 29th of November 2019 have only served to ensure that we've redoubled our efforts. And since then, the government has changed the law. The Ministry of Justice has strengthened prison and probation services. And we in policing have developed a far stronger national offender management model. But these changes can never provide a 100% guarantee. But they will, in my opinion, better protect the public from terrorist offenders. The coroner heard that this work was a wholly new initiative devised by counter-terrorism policing. It's one that's not been seen anywhere in the world. But that we are making these changes after this attack will, I suspect, be of little or no comfort to Jack and Saskia's family. The fact that, as the jury determined, there were omissions or failures in the management of the attacker and in the sharing of information and guidance by the agencies responsible is simply unacceptable, and I'm so deeply sorry we weren't better than this in November 2019. But even with the new changes in place, it remains true that managing the risk posed by terrorist offenders is an incredibly challenging job for all of the agencies involved. The stark reality is that we can never guarantee that we will stop every attack, but I promise we will do absolutely everything we can to try. The jury has today concluded that Jack and Saskia were unlawfully killed, and this reflects the fact that whilst we, along with our partners, must improve, the ultimate responsibility for this barbaric act lies with the attacker. He deceived and betrayed almost everyone he spoke to. He lied. He alone chose to attack and murder some of the very people who were trying to help him have the opportunity to live a better life. Which brings me back to Jack and Saskia. They had both chosen to do something good with their lives, to make tremendously positive contributions to our society. And it is precisely our precious society and the incredibly humane and beautiful people in it, like Jack and Saskia, that terrorists want to destroy. But as I've said, we'll never cease trying to stop them. And collectively, all of us will stop that happening by standing together against the evil of terrorism and its perverse ideologies. And I promise those of us who work in counter-terrorism will constantly seek to be the best we possibly can. But the public, the incredibly brave public who helped us on the 29th of November 2019, well, I know the public will help us again.